Howdy friends, I'm Morgan, the Nerdy Cowgirl, and welcome to my channel if you're new here, and welcome back if you're already a nerdy friend. I don't know why, I just like that. I think it's cute. I like it. Alright, so as a newbie on YouTube, I thought it would be fitting for me to do the Booktube Newbie Tag. So a little about me. My name is Morgan, and I live on a small farm in Kentucky with my husband, and I am a stay-at-home mom to my 2 boys and lots of animals. As my channel name suggests, I am a cowgirl. I have rode horses all my life. I started riding when I was 2 years old, but I didn't start competitive barrel racing until I was about 9 years old. And I started doing 4-H and until I was about 15 or 16, and then we started actually doing more competitive rodeos and open shows. I have always loved animals and reading and video games and movies, so that's what I wanted to bring here to my channel, is all the things I love in one place. I've recently started making my own cleaning and personal products. I make my own, of course, cleaning spray, dish soap, dishwasher detergent, laundry detergent, body wash, shampoo, just about everything, deodorant, just about everything that they put harmful chemicals in. I have started making myself. So that is another interest of mine, and more recently, I have started doing sourdough. So that is a very, very recent interest. I've only been doing that about a month, but so far, my husband and I and my kids have all loved all the recipes that I found. So it's been really fun I love to learn new stuff. So, and that's kind of what this YouTube channel is too, is something new. And I love to learn new things. Question number 1, why did you start this channel? Like most people that I saw, I don't have very many people to talk to about books or games or movies, any of the things that I love to talk about. I don't have very many people to talk to about them. I can talk to my mom and my sister-in-law about books. I talk to my brother about movies and games, but really that's about it. And so I really wanted to make some new friends and have other people to talk to about the stuff that I am interested in. I also want to become more confident and articulate. I feel like a lot of times when I am trying to get a thought across, I don't really get the words that I'm looking for right off the bat. Like even this, I have to edit a lot because I ramble, and then I finally find my words that I want to describe what I'm talking about. So I'd like to get a little quicker with my thoughts and my articulation, and I'd like to get a little more confident. I'm a very introverted person. I don't know if my videos show that, but I am a very introverted person. It's a lot easier for me to sit here and talk to my phone than it is for me to talk to a bunch of people, but I don't have a fear of public speaking. I don't know, it's very draining. But I want to be more confident in myself and in my way of speaking and in my way of getting my thoughts across to people. All right, question number 2. What are some fun and unique things you can bring to YouTube? Myself. I'm pretty fun sometimes. I'm pretty funny sometimes. I make a lot of movie references. I have a different point of view than a lot of other YouTubers. Being a Christian and a wife and a mom and living on a farm and, you know, taking care of animals, and it's just a different way of life, and it lends a lot to a different way of thinking. I think I have a lot of uniqueness to myself, and will hopefully be a good addition to the YouTube community. Number 3, what are you most excited about with starting this new channel? I'm excited about building new friendships and a community, like most people say. I'm excited about talking about books, and maybe if people want to, you know, hear about my gaming or watch my gaming, I do stream on Twitch, so you can follow me on Twitch if you like video gaming too. And if people like that, maybe I'll post it on here too. I don't know. It's my channel. I'll do what I want. Also, having a creative outlet. I like to be creative, so it'll be fun to have an outlet for all my creativity. Ignore that. Number 4, why do you love reading? I love stories and analyzing them and diving into what makes a good story and why certain characters behave the way that they behave, and I love all of that. I love to do that in books. I love to do that in my games. I love to do that when I watch movies. I just love stories. I love good, well-written stories that I can analyze and think about. I also love being the main character because in books I can be the girl who grows wings and flies to Valaris. I can be a girl who trains dragons. I can be a girl who, you know, I can be anything. That's what I love about games too, is I get to be the main character in a movie, or what it feels like in a movie. A lot of my favorite games are RPGs or role-playing games that you make decisions, and your decisions have an effect in the game, and I just love it. I hate when I make the wrong decision, but I love seeing where the story goes. I also love to picture the scenes in my head. Sometimes I will be reading a scene and I will, of course, be picturing it in my head like a movie, and I will think about how I would angle the camera and how I would, direct the actor to really hammer this emotion that's supposed to be felt home. And I think about how just everything, how I would set everything up and how I would frame it and how I would have directed if it was a movie. And I don't know, I just love all that stuff. I only took one film class in college, but for some reason it has just stuck with me, and I've loved it. The next question, I moved up because it was after a certain question, and it didn't make sense for it to be after the question, so I moved it up to this one. Number 5 is, when did you start reading? Same as everybody else. I started in elementary school. I still have a note from my principal when I was in kindergarten, thanking me for reading to her, and had went to her and read Brown Bear, What Do You See? And I still have my copy of Brown Bear, What Do You See? And I still have that note pinned in it. And I never told her that it was actually memorized, and I didn't actually read it to her. But that probably sparked my love of reading right there. In elementary school, I was the girl that always had a book in her hand and always was asking to go to the library to exchange my book. I loved Nancy Drew. I loved any horse book. Misty of Chickadee and Sea Star and the Black Stallion, and there was a series that came out, I think it was the Phantom Stallion. I can't believe that I forgot to mention one of my favorite books of all time, King of the Wind by Margaret Henry. I still love this book to this day. It reminds me of the movie Spirit, Stallion of the Cimarron. I read the first Heartland book, which I loved. I loved that book, but I never could find the rest of the series. I loved thrillery books, mysteries, Boxcar Kids. I loved those books too. So yes, I loved reading. I read a lot in elementary school, but I did stop in 6th grade when I got to middle school. I think it was just, big transition, getting used to so many classes and things like that in middle school. So I stopped reading. But in 7th grade, I found this book that made me fall in love with reading again, and I cannot remember what it was called, but I want to. It's about 3 cheerleaders who went to cheer camp, and while they were there, they snuck out one night. When they were going down the road, a van of boys pulled up, and they're hooting and hollering at them, and one of the girls flashes the boys, and then the girls take off down the road and leave the boys in the dust. Well, they get to where they're going, and then they go back to cheer camp. And when they get back to cheer camp, these weird things start happening, and they start like seeing the boys around cheer camp, and they're like, did they follow us back here? Are they going to try and kill us? Like, what is going on? And then, spoiler alert, but they come to find out that right after they had flashed them, the boys had like fell off the mountain and died, and it was like their ghosts was like stalking them or something. It was the wildest story. I loved it so much, but I cannot remember the name of it, and I would so love to read it again to see if it was really as good as I think it was, because my little seventh grade heart was going, what? Oh my god, how did they do that? Oh my god, oh my god. So yeah, if you know what book that is, please comment down below and let me know, because I would like to read that again. After middle school, I stopped again in high school. Just schoolwork, and then I got a job, and me and my husband started dating when I was 16. I was a sophomore in high school, and then of course the horses. I was showing the horses, so it was just I was busy. I didn't really get the chance to read very much. But when I got pregnant with my oldest in 2017 is when I started really reading again. Number 6. What book or series got you into reading? So I took this question as like my recent start into reading. The book that I feel like really got me back into reading was Redeeming Love by Francine Rivers. I loved it so much, and I love the movie too. The book is, of course, better, but they really did do justice to it. I really enjoyed the movie too. It is based on the biblical story of Gomer and Hosea, and it is about a prostitute who has been raised in prostitution, and she's the most beautiful girl in this western town, back in the Wild West, and a man comes and proposes to her and says, I'm going to take you away from this. And she laughs in his face, and of course, one thing leads to another. They end up getting married, and multiple times she runs away from him. And yeah, it's a story of love and patience and loyalty, and it was so good. I loved it so much, and that really got me into reading again. A series that really got me back into reading was The Selection by Kiera Cass. I know there's lots of people that give it lots of hate, but I ate it up. I loved it. I don't know what else to say. I didn't like the air, like the kids, but as far as like the original girl, what was her name? Like America or something like that. I loved it. Yep. Number 7. What questions would you ask your favorite YouTubers? I would ask them if they wanted to be friends, or if they wanted to collab, or, do something fun sometime. If you're ever in Kentucky or close to Kentucky, holler at me. If you ever want to collab, holler at me. We'll figure something out. But on a serious note, I would ask them, how do you not burn out or grow stagnant? That's one of my biggest worries about this channel, is burning myself out or getting stagnant. Another question I would ask is, how do you come up with new content? Because that seems like a hard one to me, because I know there's lots of YouTubers who have been on here for years. How do they come up with so much new content to keep people coming back and to get in new people? Or is that not a big deal? Is that not as big of a deal as I'm thinking? Question number 8. What challenges do you think starting a YouTube channel will be the hardest to overcome? I think that my time management will be a tough thing to overcome, because I mean, even filming this video was hard for me to find time for it. I'm a little later than I wanted to do, but finding time to record the videos, edit them, and post them, along with taking care of the farm and everything that needs to be done here. So yeah, using my time wisely, and then also to read. Like that's what this whole channel is about, is books. Books and games and movies. So finding the time, not just to do a video, but to actually do the content for the video. So that may be a question I would ask other YouTubers as well, is how do you use your time wisely and time management? Of course, I don't have a 9-to-5 job, but I have a 24/7 job as a stay-at-home mom. So another challenge I think I'm going to have is content. Like I said in the last question, I am worried about not having enough content. Like I said, I know YouTubers who have been on here for years and posted multiple videos, sometimes a week. I'm worried about having enough content. I know they do more than just, this is what I read this month, this is what I read this month, because they're not just doing one video a month. They're not just doing 12 videos. They're doing a lot of videos. Another challenge is burnout and stagnation. So I am notorious for getting a wild hair and just diving in deep into something and just it consuming my mind and all my time, and then I burn out on it and then I just fall off the wagon. I don't want to do that here. I'm trying to pace myself. I'm trying to be vigilant and not burn myself out. But I also don't want to stagnate. I don't want to do the same thing over and over and over and over. And I don't want to bore people. I want people to keep coming back and enjoying my stuff. So I don't want to get boring. I don't want to stagnate. I want to keep growing and doing more, but I don't want to burn myself out. So again, questions for other YouTubers. Okay, question number 9. Where do you read? I read everywhere because if I'm stuck in traffic, I'd rather read my book. If I'm in the drive-thru and it's taking forever, I want to read my book. I don't want to scroll on my phone. I want to read my book. If I take my boys to the playground, most of the time they run and play by themselves, so I sit and read my book. Picking up my son from school, I read there. I don't care. As far as like on the regular, I read on our couch, on our recliner to be more specific. But I also have a little book nook that I will probably show you. I will have a little video in here. I read in that. It's not always the most comfortable, but it's pretty comfortable. A lot of other videos that I watched said that they read in bed, and I can't do that. I can't read in bed. It hurts my neck and it hurts my lower back, and it just, I don't know. I can't ever get comfortable when I read in bed. And also my husband is a notoriously light sleeper. He's like, he can't have like any light or like any movement or any sound or it's just, he's a very light sleeper. All right, I need to hurry this up because my arm's going numb. My arm's hurting. All right, question number 10. What kind of books do you like to read? My favorites are fantasy and, of course, romantasy. I like historical romances, but I am not really a contemporary romance reader. I hate to be reading and hear about Starbucks or Twitter or Facebook or I don't want to hear about all that. I don't want to hear about it. I just don't. But one contemporary romance that I did like was the Gold Rush Ranch series. I made a video about that, so if you want to go watch that video, I don't know which side it'll be on, but if you want to go watch that video, I did a review on the entire series. So I'm not really a contemporary romance reader. Will I read them? Sure. I would probably like sci-fi. I don't think I've read any sci-fi, and I'm not much on nonfiction unless it's useful to me. I'm open to anything, so if you've got any recommendations, put them in the comments. I'll give you my honest opinion. Number 11, what does your book collection look like? It looks like a lot of fantasy and historical romances. It's not very big. I do have some classics. I'm currently reading some classics. I'll be posting a video soon about my book collection. I really want to do a unhaul and organize my bookshelves with me. Alright, this is my bookshelf. My dad made me this bookshelf, and it is the only one I have right now. But as you can see, my top row is my nonfiction section. That's coloring books, Bibles, Bible studies, animal information. The next 3 shelves are my books, and the bottom 2 shelves are for the boys. And it is right next to my gaming station and my crafting, crocheting, sewing stuff. And this is my book nook, and it's got 1 shelf at the moment. I'd like to get another for the other corner. This is my little book nook. If you want a more in-depth look at my book collection, be looking out for that video soon. So looking forward, I just finished Two Twisted Crowns from the Shepherd King series by Rachel Gillick, and I will review that in my May wrap up. I also want to do a bookshelf unhaul slash organizing. I have recently just found the book unhauls and I love it. I don't know why. I've always seen book hauls where they show the books that they just got or they received in the mail from people, but I've never seen what they do with all of the books that they don't want anymore. A booktuber that I love to watch, Elliot Brooks, was the first unhaul that I've ever seen, and she showed a bunch of books that she was getting rid of and selling on the Pango books or whatever, and I was like, that is such a great idea. I love that. So if somebody sees some book that I have that I don't want anymore, let me know and you can have it. Take it. Take it. I did see somewhere about a romantasy readathon this summer. I will put somewhere on the screen who I heard that from or who has the information about that. But I might do that too. I don't really know what that entails, but I want in on it. Be looking for that video too. So that is all I have for you guys today. I thank you for spending this time with me and getting to know me a little bit more. Feel free to like this video if you liked it and you like me. No. Subscribe if you'd like to see more videos from me. I hope you guys have a blessed day. Happy trails.